program. So last time we talked about just kind of introduction before the birth of the Prophet ﷺ, still the kind of layout, the conditions in the Arabia at that time. And maybe I mentioned this last time as well, which emphasized this, that up to the wahi, we call it, which is the revelation, when Jibreel came to the Prophet ﷺ, all the stories before that, we are not sure 100% that they are correct. So some they are more correct than others, but still we have kind of doubt. Unless something is mentioned by either the Prophet ﷺ or by the people who lived through that and they became good Muslims later on, like Aisha, Khadija, something like that. Anything else which is the early age at the time of the birth of the Prophet ﷺ, we are not sure about the stories that mentioned certain details. But still we talk about these things to make the story kind of make sense. But if something that you are doubtful about, that's okay. So, because some stories, they don't make sense sometimes. So if you think that doesn't make sense to you, then that's it's not a big deal again. So it's okay. So any question about anything that we talked about last time, or anything that we missed maybe, that you think we should have talked about? Anyone remember anything? So the last thing we talked about basically is, or we stopped at the Abdullah, when we said Abdullah, he's the father of the Prophet ﷺ, and his dad, which is the Abdul Muttalib, he had the dream, as we mentioned, to slaughter him, and then he was saved with the 100 camel that we mentioned the story. Which again, that story, we are not sure if it is 100% true, but kind of, it's okay. Then as his dad, which is Abdullah, he grown up, so he married to his wife, which her name is what? Amina bint Wahab. So the Amina bint Wahab is kind of related to the Prophet, but on the father, if you call it. So she was from a good portion of the tribe of Quraysh. As we said, the Quraysh, of course, is the main source or the main tribe. Then in the tribe there are branches, kind of. So they go to different branches. So what? Then, of course, as he married Amina, she got pregnant with the Prophet ﷺ. So she narrated Amina now, the mother of the Prophet. She said that somebody told me, and she didn't say who that body, whether it is angel or whoever. So she said that when I got pregnant with the Prophet ﷺ, somebody told me that you have been pregnant with the master of the nation, the Sayyid al-Ummah is called, the master of the nation. So when you deliver him, say, I seek refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from anyone who might harm him or envy him. And name him Muhammad. So the name, it was like kind of given to her by, of course we think maybe this is from angels if this story is true, of course. But the name at least kind of true because we know his name Muhammad. So that part of the story I think hold. And then she said, when I got pregnant with him, I saw a light that started from me and it lightened the castles of the Roman. The Roman, they used to occupy the Syria area, as we said before, and the east side of the North Arabia, it will be occupied by Persian. So the Persian and the Romans, they used to have the superpower, the two superpowers. So they used to fight all the time. So that area, which is Syria, Palestine, it was under the Romans, and the rest to the east, it was belonged to the Persian. So she said that light that came from me, I saw the castles of the Syrian, or the Roman in Syria, means, in Bilad al-Sham, which was kind of indication about that this kind of pregnancy is special, and also it has kind of future, and also it says that, or it indicates that the Muslims, or his at least da'wah, we call it, or mission, will reach these places basically. Then after she got pregnant with the Prophet ﷺ, his dad Abdullah, he died. Some they said when she was 2 months pregnant, and some narration says actually he died after she gave birth with the Prophet also. So there are different narrations, but looks like this is the best, is that he died when she was pregnant with the Prophet ﷺ. Now, when the Prophet was born, it was, we don't know the exact, but some of the narrators, they said it was the 12th night of Rabi' al-Awwal, it's called, according to the Arabic month or Islamic calendar. So Rabi' al-Awwal, the year of when the elephants, the Abraha that we mentioned last time, the from Ethiopian guys from Yemen, they came to invade the Kaaba. We talked about the story of this battle, or it's not battle. It's, they try to destroy the Kaaba, as we said, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the At-Tayr al-Ababil, which is the birds that they killed all or most of their army. So he was born in that year itself, in the, as we said, the Rabi' al-Awwal, it's called the month of Rabi' al-Awwal, in the 12th night of it. So that's most of the narrations. There are different narrations, says it's different times, of course. But that's not a big deal anyway. So the when his mom gave birth to the Prophet ﷺ, she told his grandfather, which is Abdul Muttalib. So she told Abdul Muttalib that I got delivered the boy, so come and look at him. So he basically came, and she told him also what she saw, all the things that we just mentioned, and also she told him that somebody told me to name him Muhammad. And he accepted that, so he didn't change the name. So he basically became now the kind of the caretaker of him is his grandfather, of course, because his father died already. So also there is something at that time that the people of the Quraysh, because Quraysh used to be like a city compared to the rest. So we have the outside, the Quraysh is like Bedouin. So we are talking about desert, of course, we are not talking about agricultural society like what we have. So it will be like Aurora, basically, will be like Quraysh, and the outside farms will be the Bedouins called, where people, they live in the desert. So when people, they get babies, so in many cases, especially if they are wealthy families, they will send their babies to the outside, to the Bedouin, to be nursed by other ladies, not by their moms. So this was kind of tradition, if you call it. Now the reason for that, we don't know exactly what, but from reading other stories, we think the reason is, there are two reasons maybe. One is that the mom to be freed for other things. Instead of nursing the baby, having other job with her husband, the family, or whatever. So to relieve her from some of her duties, if you call it. The second one, that the Quraysh, or the people in Quraysh, they think that the people outside in the Bedouin, they are more good in the language and the characters of the Arabs. The true characters of Arabs, which is the being generous, being nice, being strong, all the good characters basically. So they manifest themselves in the people in the Bedouin, not in the city. Because always, as you know, the city kids, they are always spoiled and this and that. So it's the same idea. And that happened with the Imam Shafi'i, for example, later on, maybe almost 200 years after the Prophet ﷺ, when his mom also sent him to the Bedouin. He was born in Gaza, in my city, Gaza, and then he was sent to Mecca to live with the Bedouin also. So that's why he was the most eloquent, if you call it, in the Arabic language, because that's where the true Arabs, they live and they speak the true Arabic, of course, without going learning the grammar, all these things that we learn now. They just speak it because it's their language. So basically, the Abdul Muttalib, he said, we're going to send him to be nursed outside. So usually the Bedouin, they come when there is usually a market in the city, and they look for people who would be fed or nursed. So a lady from one of the tribes outside the Mecca, her name is Halima. So she narrated the story because she became his nurser, basically. So she said that at 1 year, it was very tough year. It was very drought in their outside in the Bedouin area. And she said, we decided to go to Quraysh, to Mecca, to look for someone to nurse or get something at least. So she said that we went there on that year, and she had a baby herself. So herself, she had a baby, boy, his name is Abdullah, and she had also 2 girls as well, but they are older, and her husband. So they are 5, basically. So she, husband, and 2 daughters, and the boy. The boy, he was still nursed by her. So he was a baby, Abdullah. So this Abdullah, now he became, later on we call him Abdullah ibn Jahsh, his name. So he will be called the brother of the Prophet from nursing. It's called. We have 2 kinds of brothers. Brother from the biological brother, and we have brother by nursing. Means if your mom nurse another person, then all the kids of that will be, that person will be brother of her all kids, of her the kids. And you cannot marry, of course, that. It becomes your sister. So she said, we went there and it was very drought, and I have my goat, and we have the donkey. So we are coming on a donkey and the goat for milk. Usually that's their main source of food, other than the date, will be the milk. They came, so she was narrating now the story. So she said it was very tough, and her breast, she said, I cannot feed my baby. He always crying because I don't have milk. And my sheep, also she doesn't have milk either because it was a drought. And her donkey was very weak. So they came, of course, as a group, usually, not by herself. So she came with the group from her village, if we call it, to the Mecca. So she said we were very weak, and the kid, my baby, was crying from hunger until we basically reached the Mecca. And I saw the Prophet, she said, I saw the Prophet, he is called orphan, because his dad was dead. And nobody liked to take him. Why? Because they assume if he have a father, of course the father will give them more money. So because he is orphaned, they said, we will not get any good reward from that. So she said, I left him, and everybody, all the other ladies that they were looking for babies to nurse, they did not like to take him. Then we about to leave, and now we don't have anything to do. So her husband, she said, why won't just take that baby? So she said, okay, just that's the only choice we have. We don't have other choices, so let's take him. So she said, once I took the baby and I start nursing him, so all my two breasts, they now full with milk. So he nursed, she fed him, and she fed his brother as well. And she mentioned later on that he used to nurse from one breast, and that's it, then he will not go to the second one. Which kind of that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guiding him even as a baby to share with his brother. Yeah. So subhanallah. And these stories, as we talked about it before he became prophet, of course, to show also that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he chooses a person to be a prophet, he will raise him in a certain way. And that's why, as he talked about Musa, he said, we raised him under our protection and eye, our guidance, if you call it. So it means the prophet has to be raised under the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To protect him from especially the bad things also. So try to make him clean from the baby all the way till he become prophet. So she said also, my husband went to the sheep to milk it, and it was full of milk. So he drank and we drank, and it was a very good night. So they spent the night there, and then the second day they said, okay, we are going back home. And her donkey was going very fast now, it's very strong. So the rest of the people with her, they were like teasing her and saying, what happened to you? Your donkey was barely moving when we came, and now, mashallah, we cannot catch you here. But nobody knows, of course, what's going on. But something is weird or different. So she said, I don't know, that it's the same. She told them that it's the same donkey that we came up with, but I don't know what happened to him. So anyway, so she said we came back to Bani Sa'd, it's called the Pivan, the area. And it was a drought, as we mentioned, when they came to Mecca. But when they came back, all my sheep, they go to graze, and they will become very full with milk, and subhanallah. While all other people, they have nothing still. So only for her family and her sheeps. So the people then, they will say to their kids, take our sheep with the sheep of Halima, so they can be together. But still, unfortunately, their sheep will come without food or milk. So as we said, this is it was a special sign, if you call it, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to them, to take care of him. So after 2 years, so he stayed 2 years with Halima, and she said he became very strong and big to his age, for his age to be 2. Then she decided, and she, what they call it, I don't know, stop feeding him milk. What they call that? I don't know in English.
Breastfeeding?
Stop breastfeeding, yeah.
Weaning off.
Feeding off, it's called?
Weaning off.
Weaning off?
Yeah.
Weaning off, that's one, I don't know the term.
Yeah, that's...
yeah. So usually after 2 years, that's kind of the common, usually, and still until now, most people, they do it at 2 years. Some they do it, of course, before, but 2 years is kind of reasonable. So anyway, so after the 2 years and stop feeding, that means now it's time to take him back to his family. So she said, we took him back to Mecca to his mom, and basically we told her that we now, because what they saw from the good of being with them, So they don't want to actually take him back, but they have to because that's a contract. Once he became 2 years and stopped breastfeeding, then he should go back. So she said we took him back and we told her that we would like to keep him, to raise him a little bit more with us. So she kept talking to her mom until his mom agreed to give him back. So she basically took him back. And then something happened after. This is, some narration said he was 2, maybe and a half, but looks like he was more than older than that when he was with his brother Abdullah after their sheeps playing outside. So something happened. So he said that his brother, he came back running to his to me, to his mom and his father, and he said that my brother Muhammad, means he's talking about his brother Muhammad, he said that I saw 2 men with the white cloth. They laid him down, they cut his chest and stomach, and they start doing something in his kind of stomach. So basically, then I went with his mom, with my husband, and to see what happened to him. So we saw him; he was okay, but he was kind of scared. So we hugged him and we told him what happened to you. So he said that 2 men with the white cloth, they came and they laid me down. They opened my chest and they took something, but I don't know what it is. So then after a while, her husband told her, why won't take him back to his mom? Because if this happened to him, then we don't know, he might be killed or die under our protection. So this will be a big deal. So she said, okay. So they took him back to his mom, and she told her mom that that's it. Yeah, he's grown up and you can take him. So his mom told her, well, you've been trying to keep him before. Now what happened to you? Now you don't want him? So she again told her about what happened. So she told her, no, don't worry about him, because then she told her about what she saw when she got pregnant with him, and she said that it was easy pregnancy, and I think he is kind of protected, so you don't worry about him. But anyway, she took him, so she left him with his mom. And there was kind of a hadith now. That's, as I said, some of these stories are documented with a hadith from the Prophet himself, as I said, or some people that we trust, then it becomes kind of sure that this is what happened. So that story, it was mentioned by other people. But now the story that the Prophet told about himself. So he said that أنا دعوة أبي إبراهيم. So means I am the fulfillment of the call of Ibrahim. Because Ibrahim, when he built the Kaaba, as we know, he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to send prophet for them to guide them. So he said, I am the answer of Dawat Abi Ibrahim, Abi Ibrahim, wa Bushra Akhi Isa, and I am the glad tidings of my brother Isa, because Isa also said the same to Allah to send a prophet to the people after Isa, and he was the Prophet Muhammad. And he said that my mom, when she was pregnant with me, a light that came from here and lightened the castles of the the Romans in Syria. And I was breastfed in Bani Sa'd. It's called Bani Sa'd, where his mom Halima is called Halima Sa'diyan. Then he narrated the story that happened to him. So he said, when I was with my brother after the sheep for us, kind of taking care of them, 2 men came to me with the white cloth and with kind of the container and has ice. So So the container is contained ice. So they cut me, and then they took my heart out, and then they cut the heart and they took something black, dark black from it, and they throw it away. Then they cleansed my heart and my stomach, and then they put it back. Then one of the two men, he said that he told the other man, weigh him by 10 of his ummah, of his nation. So I weighed him. Then he said, weigh him with 100. I weighed him. Then he said, weigh him with 1,000. I weighed them. Then he said, just forget about it. If you weigh him with all his ummah, he will weigh his ummah. Which again, that's another indication that he will be a prophet or special at least person. Also, he was taking care of the animals, which we call it shepherd. So he was a shepherd, and he said also in the hadith, also another hadith, that he said, "Ma min nabiyyin illa waqad ra'a al-ghanam." So he said every prophet, he used to be shepherd, all the prophets till Adam. And I used to do that as well. And the narrations, all the narrations that we mentioned, of course, indicate that as well. And he used to brag about it, about being raised in the outside Quraysh, as we said. So he used to say, I am A'rabakum, means I am the most eloquent because I was raised outside Quraysh. And I am from Quraysh as well. So that's basically the story of his nurse feeding, and now he became like around 5 years old. Any question so far?
How old was he when he was bragging?
This is later on, that's after he became prophet.
So
Doesn't
one
say
narration
the
that I know about Prophet when he was a child, the mom went to pick him up, and on his way back, the mom passed away.
Oh,
To
yeah.
Halima. So she went to pick up, and then they refused to give first time, and then she went again, second time to pick him up, and then on her way home, she passed away when they were passing by.
Yeah,
certain,
that's what we're going to
the
talk
one-
about. That's the next subject. Yeah. That's
You're
next.
doing
You are ahead.
but,
Yeah.
but this is what.
No, but
That's the
that's
next
you,
topic.
you are mixing up this
Next
with the next one, next chapter.
See, you have.
She died, has nothing to do with the Halima, with his nurse feeding mom. So after she gave it to them, then when he was about 6 years, which will be maybe around 1 year after he was given to back to his mom, she decided to take him to his, what we call it, cousins from his mom's side, because we said his mom is from Medina, not originally, and her grandfather from Medina. So she wanted to take him for his cousins in Medina to see him. And when she was coming back to Mecca, that's where she died. So it's
she
not
left-
related to the
So she
other
left
side.
him in Medina.
No,
It's
it
not-
was in the way between Mecca and Medina.
No.
So she took him to Medina. He saw his
And coming
cousin
back.
saw him, and as she was coming back, she died in a place called Al Abwa, which is a place between Mecca and Medina. I don't know exactly where it is, but
So,
go ahead.
it is narrated that the name of the Prophet Muhammad,
Yes.
that was who named him as Muhammad, and how the name of Ahmad came along with.
His name is Muhammad. Ahmad is a nickname, if you call it. So it's not the name. But the original name, as we say, Allah, his name is Allah. But Al-Qadir Al-Khaliq, Al-Bari, Al-Musawwar. These are description or characteristic of the person. So when we say Ahmad, so Ahmad means is a characteristic of him, not his name. But his name is Muhammad. Now who named him? As we said, the narration says that his mom, somebody told her to name him. She didn't know exactly whether that person is a human or non-human. But most likely, or she just heard something.
From angels.
Like angel or whispered in her heart or her mind. She didn't explain exactly how this happened to her. But it said that 3 people they used to have the same name, Muhammad, in the Arabs, before him. So it was not the first name as some people they say.
Where here comes that in Injil they say there will be another prophet coming with the name of Ahmed.
Narrated by
Because as we said, Muhammad and Ahmad they have the same meaning, which means the one who is being thanked.
who is being
Thanked,
Praiseworthy.
praised,
okay.
the one who is praised. So Muhammad and Ahmad comes from the same root and has similar meaning, whether it is Muhammad or Ahmad. That's why you can call him Ahmad or Ahmad, but Muhammad. But Muhammad is the name that was chosen for him by his mom, which, as we said, it could be from angels told her to name him that.
Ahmad was not named by Hazrat Abdul Muttalib.
No. The name, no. That's
Muhammad is an attribute.
attribute kind
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
So
But some-
Muhammad is the, let's say Allah Ta'ala ka naam jo hai, Allah Ta'ala ki zaat jo hai, Allah hai.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
But somebody must have named.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we are saying. The narrations says it's not his grandfather that who named him Muhammad. It's his mom.
Because he was the nearest one.
Yeah. Who told her to name him Muhammad? As we said, we don't know. It could be angels maybe told her to name him.
So did she see it in a dream, or was it she? Was
Heard
she?
the noise. What is this?
She
the word
said,
of the Lord.
I heard. What's the narration says?
Because the reason why I say that is if you read Surah Allah, then Allah Ta'ala says that He puts that in the heart of people. What Allah Ta'ala
What?
Inspire them.
Yeah, inspire them, right.
Yeah. It could be because she said, فَقِيلَ لَهَا. It says that she was told, but the narration doesn't say who told her.
So that
As
means
we
she
said.
heard the voice.
Yeah, it could be heard the voice, either whether it's a regular person that she saw or just heard
She
some
heard them.
voice, maybe it could
Yeah.
be. So that narration, it's we don't have details about it, of how it happened.
So I
exactly.
thought like it was only Ibrahim alayhi salam is the one who make dua for my progeny, the Prophet.
Yes, he made
Allah
dua.
subhanahu wa ta'ala accept. But I don't know about the Jesus. Even the Isa alayhi salam also did same thing.
Isa,
Yes, it is.
He
Yeah.
asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have a
he
prophet
said,
from
وَمُبَشِّرًا.
mine.
Yeah, he said in the
my
Quran, it says,
generation.
وَمُبَشِّرًا بِرَسُولٍ مِّن بَعْدِي يَأْتِي اسْمُهُ أَحْمَدُ. I'm giving the glad tidings that the Prophet after me will come, his name is Ahmad.
Yeah, but he
That's what the Quran says.
but he didn't ask with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. to
No,
have
he
a
did
prophet
not
from
ask.
mine.
No, he just.
He said just he's coming.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
thing.
He just
That's what I want.
confirm, if you call it
Yeah.
confirm, the da'wah of Ibrahim.
Right.
Ibrahim, he's the one who asked for
Exactly.
the
That's what I
Prophet,
want.
but Isa, he is
Isa
the
is just
confirmed
confirmed.
kind of him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He gave good news.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then as he became, so now his mom died. So who took care of him? Of course, Abdul Muttalib now, his grandfather. Grandfather died after another 2 years, which when he was 8 years. So he's 6 years, his mom died. Now he became 8 years, his grandfather died. So
Then uncle took care.
yeah, then they gave it to him, to his uncle, which is Abdul Abu Talib. Now, why he gave him to that specific Abu Talib? Because, and he has other kids, and Abu Talib was not the oldest one of Abdul Muttalib. They said because Abdullah, which is the father of the Prophet ﷺ, and Abu Talib, they are brothers from the same mom. You see? So, but the others, they are from different moms.
Oh.
So he is the his brother, yani, of his
I thought it was
his
the
uncle.
older. I thought Abu Talib was the older. That's why they give it.
No, that's not. It's
okay.
because his actually his Abdullah, his father of the Prophet, and Abu Talib, both they are brothers from the same mom
Okay.
and father.
Huh?
Then so now he took care of him, Abu Talib, of course. Then there is a story which will finish with this. The Abu Talib used to go to trade in the Bilad al-Sham, it's called Syria. So at one time he wanted to go to Syria, and because the Prophet ﷺ, he was like teenager at that time, so he doesn't want to take him. Then he felt kind of guilty to leave him by himself, so he decided to take him with him. So the story says that the people from Mecca, as they go to Syria, they pass by a place before they reach the Damascus. It's called Busra, some certain city. There was a priest. He is a Christian who has kind of his own church, and they pass by him all the time. And that day, when they took the Prophet ﷺ with them, so this guy, his name is Bahira, it's called, I don't know, Bahira. So they said that in this year, he never talked to them before. He doesn't do anything. But in that year, he said they said that he made food for us, and he invited the whole caravan to come and have food with him. And the reason, as they said, why he did that, because once there is next to his church, there is a tree. So usually they take rest, the caravan, under the tree. So this priest, when he saw the caravan, he saw basically a cloud that came on the caravan, and the tree also spread its branches, kind of. So he kind of wondered something is not right. So that's why he decided to invite them to look to see what's going on. So anyway, so he made food for them, and he sent his people, said, okay, bring them, invite them, and tell them everybody to come of you. Don't leave anybody. So they came and they left the Prophet ﷺ under the tree, because he was, as I said, he was maybe 12, 15, something like that. So he asked them, did you, everybody came? They said, yeah, everybody came, except one of our young teenager. He's still there. He said, so he told them, no, bring him. So again, so they went and brought him. So Bahira then, when he saw the Prophet, he has some idea from the Bible about the description of the Prophet. And at that time, as we know, most of the Christians and Jews, they were about looking for the Prophet, because they think it is the time of the Prophet based on what they have in their Bible. And that's why, as we said, the Jews, they came to Medina. Why? They lived in Medina waiting for the Prophet.
Yeah.
See, so everybody knows that there is a time for Prophet these days, kind of that time. So this guy, he's the same thing. He knows that there will be a prophet, and he has some description. So when he came, the prophet came, so he started asking the prophet. He told him, I want to ask you questions. If you tell me about these things. So anyway, so he asked him a few questions. It doesn't say exactly what questions, about what he does, all the things. And then he looked between his shoulders to see what we call it, the seal of prophethood. Means it looks like most prophets, they will have a mark on their back, and that's called prophethood mark. So he saw it, and he became sure that he will be a prophet. So he asked his uncle Abu Talib. So he told him, how you are related to this boy? So the Abu Talib told him, he is my son. So the priest, he told him, no, he cannot be your son. and his dad should not be alive. So he told him, no, he's not my son, but he's my nephew, but we just call him son. So he told him what happened to his dad. He said his dad died while his mom was pregnant with him. So he told him, yeah, that now makes sense. So he told him, now you take this, your nephew, and be careful from Jews about him. And there is other narrations explain it more, but that's basically what he said. He said that if they saw him, they might harm him. And there will be something for your nephew, so just take care of him, basically. So he basically finished his business and he took him back and never took him again outside. So that shows also that the people of the book, which is the Jews and Christians, they have the description of the prophet, more details kind of, about where he will also be living. Because that's why the Jews, they went to Medina specifically. Why in Medina? Because they have description of the Medina also in their Bible. But all of this, of course, is gone now. It's I don't know what happened to it, of course. Then, of course, the story will continue as he grown up, and we'll talk about this, inshallah, next time. So any question or comment?
But I think that mostly the Jewish came to Makkah waiting for